Hi guys, this is Keisha, your go-to girl for real estate. It's not often that I do home videos, but I wanted to take a pause out of my day to answer a very important question. One of my clients emailed me. She was concerned because her mortgage payment had just gone up. Her mortgage company had just notified her and they said it was because of property taxes. So she wanted to know how the process works of protesting property taxes and making sure that you keep your property taxes at a manageable level. So a couple of things I want to share. Number one, whenever you buy a house, one of the first things that you want to do at the beginning of the following year is file for your homestead exemption. That will help keep your property taxes at a manageable level because they give a discount if that home serves as your primary residence. And that's essentially what the homestead exemption tells the taxing authorities. It says, hey, I live in this property. They do us a favor as homeowners who occupy our homes and say, hey, we'll give you a break on property taxes because we want to make sure that the property tax numbers stay manageable for you. Number two, you want to protest your property taxes, in my opinion, each and every year because you don't have anything to lose except a little time. The process is free. Even though you can pay companies to help you with the protest process, it's something that you can completely do on your own if you give it a little time and effort. So here's kind of how the cycle works. At the beginning of the year, the taxing authorities decide how much they're going to value your property at. So they give it a value. So maybe your home is valued at $200,000. Well, that $200,000 is then you then pay taxes on that $200,000 based on the different taxing authorities, property taxing authorities that you pay taxes to. So if your total tax rate is 3% and you're paying 3% taxes on a $200,000 home, then assuming the homestead exemption is in place, they give you a break on how much you pay in taxes, but you pay that 3% taxes towards that $200,000, okay? So that happens at the beginning of the year. They come out with the value. Then around April, May, they send you an estimate. So they say, hey, this is what we plan to charge you for taxes. If you'd like to talk about this or contest this, now's your chance. That's when you start the protest period. Most taxing authorities, most appraisal districts will put instructions in the envelope on how to protest your property taxes. Don't just throw that away. It's very important. Go through, read those instructions, and start that protest process so that you can get the best numbers for your home. So once you do that, the process again starts in April, May. Sometimes the actual time that you meet with the appraisal district may be later in the year. But once all of that's been settled, you get a final bill at the end of the year. And generally, property taxes are due in December. So in December, they make the adjustments based on what happened when you protested. So maybe now your taxes are going to be lower or the home value is going to be lower if you protested and you were successful, and they make those adjustments and send out the bill. If you're paying, if you have an escrow account and are paying your taxes and insurance to your mortgage company, the mortgage company also gets a copy of that bill and they pay the taxes for you. If the mortgage company pays the taxes for you and they realize that, this bill is higher than we thought and we didn't collect enough money from our homeowner during the year, then at the beginning of the next year, the mortgage company is going to contact you and say, hey, we didn't collect enough money last year. So you owe us this much for the difference in your property taxes. And if you don't have it, we can just adjust your mortgage payment to accommodate the difference, and you'll just pay more towards your escrow account. When you make your mortgage payment, you'll pay a higher payment for the next several months in order to get your escrow account caught up. So that's what they do. Now, in the case that they get the bill and it was less than they thought, then they may send you a refund check and adjust your escrow payment downward so that what you're sending to the mortgage company each month is actually less than what it was the year before. So that's generally how it works. So the process starts in January, takes about the whole year for you to get that situation straightened out with the taxing authorities through the protest process and all of that. And then you don't get your bill until the end of that year. And then the next year it starts all over again, okay? So homestead exemption, protest your property tax. The one thing I will say is if you live in new construction, it takes 2 or 3, sometimes 3 years before those those property tax numbers level out. Because remember, you're paying taxes based on what's on your land. So if your taxes at the beginning of the year, if your taxes are based on there not being a home on your land, then your taxes may be low for the first year, but they're gradually going to pick up. So they're gradually going to increase until you're paying taxes on the full value of the home and the land that you own. So just keep in mind that if you own new construction, you may see some fluctuations for the first couple of years. So just make sure you're setting aside enough money to be able to cover the full tax bill for that year. Because it may be December before you realize that, I haven't been paying enough and now I'm going to owe something to my mortgage company. So I know that was a lot of information. I hope it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, you can reach out to me. I'm available, text, phone, email. You can inbox me on Facebook. You can leave a comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you all have. Look forward to hearing from you with any of your real estate questions. As I said before, I'm here for those questions. My name again is Keisha Curtis, your go-to girl for real estate. I hope you guys have a tremendous day and let me know how I can help you with any of your other property questions. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.